Hey everybody, this is Patrick with Your Equity. We're making this video basically to go over the current housing market and talk about, what's going on right now. So right now you probably heard, from the news or friends and family or maybe another real estate agent that, the housing market right now in Las Vegas and even nationally is going crazy. It's hitting historic highs, especially here in Las Vegas, where you've got single family homes reaching at $390,000 for the median price, which is about a 25% increase from a year ago. You've got condos selling for right around about like $212,000, which is about a 3% increase, and townhouses selling for $270,000, which is about a little over 13% increase. So you may be asking yourself, why is this happening? What's going on to make, housing values just go absolutely crazy? Well, the simplest answer is basically supply and demand. Over the last year, supply has continuously just gone down to basically its lowest level. But it's so low that, you're basically getting buyers who are absolutely adamant that they want to buy a house for many reasons, low interest rate, that they are relocating to Las Vegas, multiple reasons why they're moving here, but they're meeting a market that's not giving them the supply that they need to be able to go ahead and buy a house at what would be considered a reasonable price. Imagine it like, one steak left in the grocery store and you got, this feeding frenzy. Think about it like Black Friday, and Christmas time. You got people clamoring over each other just to get, the last latest and coolest and greatest toy. There's only a limited supply and you got all these people wanting to go ahead and purchase it. So, that's what's going on with the housing market locally. Okay, so as you can see with the chart, as a local real estate agent in Las Vegas, I have access to all this information. So let's look at it. So right now I've got highlighted here properties in Las Vegas, and we're talking about single family homes that are previously owned and not new construction, median sales price. So median sales price, and I put the chart over here to where we're going back basically a year and a half, January of 2020, and you could see here that, we've got a median purchase price of right around $300,000. As we go up, you could see that we're reaching just a little bit over 320, and as we get closer and closer here to January of 2021, we have this huge spike, this massive spike up here. Now we're reaching right here, May, $390,000, a 25% increase in appreciation. You could see here that this is, even though it's going up, it's much flatter than what we've got going on since January 2020. And I'll show you why this is happening here. So if we look at granted, this is month supply, so we're talking about properties that are on the market for an average of around, say, 3 months, May 2020, or 3.2 months supply of properties. And we just consistently go down, all the way down to, we're getting down to the bottom of the chart. And perhaps, if the chart went lower, we would show it even lower than this. But right now, it's hit rock bottom. There's no houses on the market. How long is it going to take for me to sit there and sell my house? So, the median days on the market, January of 2020, we're looking at just over 30 days on the market. And now you look at where we're at now, May of 2021, less than a week. You get a real estate agent, you go ahead, you take the pictures and all the stuff, and you put it on the MLS, and how long is it sitting on there before you enter escrow? 6 days, a week, which is a 65% decrease from a year ago. A lot of people sitting there throwing, fear in the wind, this idea that housing market is going to sit there and just drop like a rock, and we're going to have 2008 all over again. Well, I don't see that happening. I don't see a 2008 housing crash like we did before. There's a lot of factors that contributed to what happened back in 2008, and we don't have those same things going on right now. One, back then, I mean, years ago, 10 years ago, what was it, 2010, Nevada passed laws that restricted this predatory lending. So the lending practices that were happening back 2004, 5, 6, that's not happening today. These lenders are now vetting everybody like crazy, making sure that they can afford the home that they're in. So you've got strict lending standards. You've got people that have been buying as prices have been going up since rock bottom in 2012, 2013. And a lot of people are sitting significant amount of equity in their homes. So, when you've got 20, 30, 40, $100,000, $200,000 worth of equity in your house, and let's say you've lost your job because of the pandemic, you're sitting there saying, hey, if the bank is going to come in to take my house because, I haven't been able to make my payment, well, why not list my house for sale? Right now in this housing market, my house will sit on the market for a week or less, and I'm going to get top dollar. So why would I let the bank take my house? They're not going to let their bank take their house. You're sitting on some equity, you're going to sell it, and you're going to try to take as much of that equity with you. But let's just say, okay, we're going to have, a huge influx of supply hit the housing market. Not necessarily because of foreclosure, but for other reasons. Well, what are one of those other reasons? People sit there and they say, hey, guess what? This is the perfect time to sell my house. I can't afford my payment anymore. My forbearance is over, and it's going to lead to the bank coming in and foreclosing on my house. Well, now you're going to have, this influx of people listing their houses for sale. And what do we get? An increase of housing supply. Now that's going to sit there and it's going to slow this mass acceleration of price appreciation. We're sitting here at 25% increase. We've got that's huge. We can come way down on that appreciation. We need inventory or housing supply to start to increase. And we've got a long way to go before we start to see that that massive increase start to wane and then begin to come down. All right, that's a long road. I don't see a massive, huge, tidal wave of houses hitting the market. I do see a big pullback in demand because right now interest rates are at historic lows. The Federal Reserve begins to increase interest rates, pushing lenders to have to increase their interest rates, making it more expensive to purchase a property or to borrow money. You're going to end up seeing the demand for housing start to come down. This $350,000 house at 3% is affordable, but once interest rates hit 4 or 5, I don't know where they would possibly end up going, but the higher that they go, the more that mortgage payment per month is going to end up costing you. So even though the property doesn't increase in value, even though your purchase price stays at $350,000, your monthly payment increases as the interest rate goes up. This is where we're at currently right now in the Las Vegas housing market, and this is a reflection of kind of what's happening, around the United States right now. That inventory is low, and we're having, strong demand for housing, and this is pushing prices up. If this was helpful, hey, leave a comment, hit that like button, hit the subscribe button, because I'm going to make more and more videos about the housing market. As a licensed real estate agent in the state of Nevada, I'll leave a link below to give you access to my contact information. You can call or text me at any time. But if you or anybody that you know is looking to go ahead and buy or sell real estate, please contact me. Otherwise, I'll see you in the next video.